Jack from B&T MacFarlane, and today we're going to be talking about the Kubota B2401. So let's get into it. We got a pretty special video for you guys today. We don't see this tractor a whole lot, and that's for a number of reasons we're gonna go over today. But for some people, it could be a really attractive choice when shopping around for a tractor. So the B2401, it sits inside of the B01 lineup. So traditionally when we talk about this lineup, we're gonna have the B2301 and the B2601. Those are gonna be tractors that we've talked about extensively in the past. I'll link some videos up above here. The kind of forgotten model that nobody really talks about in this lineup is the B2401. It's more of a cost-effective B01 B series tractor that is a really, again, attractive choice for someone who's looking to save a little bit of money and doesn't mind missing out on a couple features in the tractor while still being a very capable tractor. The thing that makes the B2401 extremely special is that it is a gear-driven tractor. It is the smallest gear drive tractor that you can get from Kubota, so it's gonna have some unsynchronized gears. So we'll get into that a bit, what that actually means and what that means for you as an operator. So instead of getting the fancier hydrostatic transmission like you're gonna see in the B2301 and the B2601, you will have to shift gears in this tractor. So if you don't mind that, if you're familiar, you grew up with a tractor where you're shifting gears, then this might be a good choice for you. Looking at the front end loader on the B2401, it's going to be identical to the one that you're going to be getting on the 2301 and 2601. It's going to be the LA435. So if you remember Kubota's loader numbering system, the number actually means the lift capacity in kilograms. So you're going to lift just under 1,000 pounds with this loader to the top of the lift height, which is going to be just under 7 feet up in the air. Up front, again, identical to what you'd see on the rest of the tractors in this lineup. Skid steer style front quick attach, 2 levers, just pull those up and your bucket will come off. You can go into a set of forks, a grapple, anything that can fit on the universal skid steer attach will fit on this tractor. And then up a little bit forward, you're gonna have the bolt-on cutting edge. So that's just a protective edge that does protect the bucket. Couple different bucket options on this series of tractor. You have the standard one here, which is the 54-inch material bucket, and then you can also opt for the 60-inch light material bucket. So if you want a bucket that's a little bit wider for moving lighter material like dirt and snow and stuff like that, not heavy crushed stone or bricks, then that might be a good choice for you. Looking up at the engine of the 2401, it sits right in between the 2601 and 2301 at about 24 horsepower. So again, since it sits below that 26 horsepower mark, it doesn't have any DPF or emissions regulation on it. It's just the engine itself, which makes it, again, really attractive for somebody who's looking to stick away from any fancy electronics or regeneration systems on their tractor. Taking a look at the operator's platform, the most obvious thing you're going to notice getting on this tractor versus a traditional B01 series is going to be your shifting lever over on the right hand side. So this has 3 forward gears and 1 reverse gear. And they're going to be unsynchronized gears. So what that means is when you're shifting between gears, there's no gears in between them to kind of help make the transition between gear 1, 2, and 3 a lot smoother. If you're doing it on the fly, you're going to have to be pretty skillful to do the double clutch or speed match with this transmission in order to smoothly get into the next gear. For a lot of people, what's going to be the easiest route is going to be to clutch in, flip the transmission to neutral, wait till you stop completely, and then put it into the next gear. Even for myself, that is pretty hard to double clutch on a tractor like this. After a little bit of practice, you should be able to do it. And again, over here, just like the B01 series, the rest of it, you do have high, medium, and low ranges in the tractor. So effectively, you have 9 forward gears, and then you have 3 reverse speed gears. Over again, on the right-hand side of the tractor, you're gonna have your 4-wheel drive and 2-wheel drive selector, so you still have that function in this tractor. Again, the 3-point hitch does have depth control, just like the rest of the series. You also have mid PTO and rear PTO, so you still can run a front mount snowblower and rear mount attachments with this tractor. The only thing you have to keep in mind is that this is going to be a completely dependent clutch. So when you push in that clutch pedal, not only are you going to put yourself into neutral, start to slow down, you're also going to disengage your PTO. So that's something to keep in mind. If you're going to be using a front end or rear end snowblower with this, the second you put the clutch in to start slowing down, your snowblower is also going to stop. So unless you have really long passages to do with this tractor, like really long driveways or really long stretches of trails you want to clear with it, then clutching in, turning off your snowblower every single time might not be ideal for this tractor. Now talking about some of the creature comfort features on the B2401, the biggest thing is going to be the seat. It is a little bit different than the rest of the B01 series. It's a bit more basic seat, like something you'd see in the L2501 or even the L01 series in general. It doesn't have armrests, it doesn't have as much suspension, and the loader joystick is in a arguably a little bit worse position. It's really far down, so you almost have to kind of lean forward to actually grab that loader stick. And some of the gauges and dials and switches are a little bit older, like something you'd see like a mid-2000s Kubota would have some of these identical switches. Looking around back, we're going to take a look at the Backhoe on this tractor. It's going to be identical to what you'd see on the B2601 or B2301. It's going to be the BH70 model Backhoe, but the only thing that's going to be different, this is more of a heads up if any dealers are watching right now, we ran into this issue. The subframe on this tractor is actually different than what you would see on a B2301 or a B2601. So if you're looking to take this Backhoe and it drops right into your B2301, it's really not going to work because that subframe is slightly different. Now we're going to talk about the tire choices on this. It's going to be identical to what you'd see in the 2301 or 2601. These right here are what we're going to send most of the tractors out with nowadays. They're going to be the R14 hybrid tires. There's also R4 industrial tire options, and then you can also get turf tires with this tractor as well. These are again the ones that we pretty much always recommend. We always recommend a tire with a good 6-ply sidewall. Makes it really sturdy on slopes, and it makes the front end loader work a little bit better because you don't have the bulging on the front of the tires. One unique thing about this tractor that's important to note is there's no power steering on it. So when you're turning that wheel in 4-wheel drive, it is pretty heavy. So that is something to keep in mind, that this tractor, keeping on the theme of being basic, that is one thing that you are missing on this tractor versus going with the 2601 or the 2301. So that pretty much wraps up all the features on the B2401. The last thing we're going to talk about is the pricing on the B2401 versus the rest of the B01 series. And as you might imagine, it is a little bit cheaper. You're forfeiting a lot of creature comforts up on the operator's platform, power steering, and of course you're forfeiting the hydrostatic transmission. You do have to shift gears again in this tractor, so you do save about $2,000 to $3,000 off of the B01 series. But another thing to keep in mind is that when you're getting a tractor like this, the cost savings are only on the tractor itself. The loader, the backhoe, the snowblower, every implement you can put on this tractor are going to be identical. So there's no cost savings on the actual implements, only on the tractor itself. But it's going to be really great for someone who just wants a really basic tractor or really wants to shift gears in a tractor. They want to have that old school feel in a smaller compact tractor like this. And as always, I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. If you're liking them, remember to like and subscribe. And if you need help with parts, sales, or service, give us a call at 613-225-0555. Thank you.